Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the exercise one that we'd like to do. First of all, we'd like you to create a folder in Drive, in extended Drive D, with your name and ID. This is the first thing that you should do, because this is the first exercise. You're going to do it this once. Later on, maybe we're doing it only maybe after a quiz or midterm, because after a quiz and midterm, the Drive D is going to be deleted and cleaned, so all your files are going to be gone, and also your folders. So it's better, if you really would like to keep your folders somewhere, just bring a USB, or maybe save them to your, send them to your email address or Google Drive. I don't think, sometimes we had some problems with Google Drives being blocked in the lab. Maybe try some other means to save your work if you'd like to keep them. Dropbox, for example, yeah. So the first thing that you should do is just you need to go to this place over here, and then go to the computers. Unfortunately, we don't have the same thing, but on your computer you should go to computer and then extended Drive D. Here you just double click and then you create a new folder with your ID 3611 and so on, whatever, and then probably also add your name. That would be convenient. So you can clearly see, I mean, your folder there. All your files are going to be in that folder, so whenever you save something, just make sure that you save in that right folder. I'm going just to make it 110123 and 5, just to make it clear that this is not a simple normal one. So this is what I would like to do. Every time you're going to be saving it in the extended D and the folder in your name. That's the first thing that you should be doing. Okay, the second thing, once this is done, we're going to be creating a spreadsheet using Excel. Okay, once you start Excel, the 2003, you have this kind of open page probably. So what we need to do, just the blank workbook. This is the one that we'd like to use. The workbook is where we have this interface, and we have a lot of different sheets. You can have multiple sheets. Each one of them is this sheet, but we don't need more now. We just need one, and I can add more if I want, just by adding this button, or maybe just I would like to remove, right click and then delete, right click, delete. So we know that Excel is mainly used for its calculations and using formulas, but we can also use some formatting as well, making like these tables with borders, and also, as you can see here, we have this font size and font style, making the bold, italic and underline, all the same thing that we've seen in Word. Also alignment, we can have this alignment centered here, left or right. Same thing that we've seen in the Microsoft Word earlier. The only thing that we see new is here, this one over here, which is some sort of an alignment which is vertical. For example, let me type something here, A, and you can see that the alignment by default is this one, and by default is on the left side. If I put it on centered, so you can see now it's centered. So this is called a cell, and probably you know that, and I can change the height or the width of a cell. If I do something like this and something like this, I can just change the weight of the cell. And you can see that if I change the width of I cannot change the width of only one cell. I changed for the whole column. This is called the width, and you can just see the width of the whole column, or the height of the whole line, the whole row. I cannot just for one cell make it bigger and the others are going to stay like they were. No, if you change the height or the width, it's going to apply to all the cells that are in that direction, as you can see here, or here as well. So notice now, I'm just talking this as an example to see the alignments. You see the alignments here? Now it's going down because by default it goes down. It's bottom align. But if I'd like it to be centered or on the top, it's up to me. So I can decide centered and left, centered and right, or centered, or centered and then on the right. So I can choose where to put it based on these two ones. So this is controlling the vertical. And this one, as we know, it controls the horizontal alignment. So that's what I wanted to show you. So I'm just canceling, I'm pressing Control Z, which is basically this button over here. Control Z, just undoing everything. I'm just going to cancel everything, so you can see. I'd like to be doing something like this. So I'm going to be doing some work like on this, something similar to this. I just would like you to realize something. Those lines that you see here are not going to be appearing if I'd like to print, for example. You see, if I'd like to print, it's empty. If I type something and I print, there's this button over here which is print preview that shows me what would I see if I print it. Those lines that are the cell lines, I'm not seeing them. So don't think that this is going to be appearing if you had that feeling. Once you click on this button, you see that I have some new new type of non-continuous lines. What are these? This is your page boundary. Just when I clicked on this one over here, it showed me the print preview. After pressing escape to go back to where I was, or maybe clicking on this button to go back, I saw that there are these small lines. I don't know that. I think you saw them. You see them, right? These ones. This one shows the page boundaries. That means if, for example, I type something here that is going too far, you can see it's now across 2 pages. If I click on this print preview, some of it is going to be here, and you see that I have a second page, page 1, and I have a page 2, and the page 2 is the other one that is full. So it just shows you where your page starts and stops. I mean the boundaries of your page. And this happens only once you click here. And then, you can zoom with Control and mouse, like in a Word document. You can zoom in, zoom out. You can also notice here, the bar here is moving as I zoom in and zoom out. You can use the bar, or maybe most probably using this Control and the mouse wheel, because it's much faster than coming here and selecting whatever. So we would like to do this small table and then put the values inside of them. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then inshallah later on you're going to be doing it. And let's start. If I don't tell you so, you can start anywhere you want. Sometimes I will force you in some exercises, I will tell you start in A1, for example. So you have to start from here. This is where you're going to start to type the text and start your tables. But if I don't tell you, so you're free. I'm going to, for example, to start from here in the middle, or maybe from here, to make it simple. And I'm going to type student results. And I'm not going to be looking too in details about some of the rest of the formatting for now. I'm just going to type everything and then maybe change it later. The only thing maybe I'll just notice is that this is all uppercase, capital letters. I'm going to do the same thing. Student results, to be as close to what I have here. Semester 302. And you look at this table. It seems like this. How many columns do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to be using those 6 columns over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's still on the same page, so that's fine for me. So here I'm going to put number, student name, and then I'm going to adjust all the rest later on. Quiz 1, quiz 2, midterm, and then total. You can see that this is not showing because it's small, and I can make it bigger so it will take the whole thing. And I can see this 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just do the same thing. 1, 2. And you know what's interesting? I think probably you knew it, but if you just type 1 and then you try to use this button, you see if you click on the cell and you drag it down, what happens? It just copies the same number. Because it's the same thing. And this is called it has a name. This thing has a name. This thing over here, it is called autofill. Autofill because it fills automatically something. But if I put 1, 2 and then select them both and then click on that button, and you can see now it's showing all the different numbers. And I can stop wherever I need it to stop. And then I'm going to type down the names, maybe just the width, make it a little bit bigger so I can see the whole thing. Ahmed, فهد القحطاني. And then عادل الغامدي, سعود الحارثي. And the last one, Saud. Was it like this? Okay, quiz 1, and I have 7, 6.5. It's easier for me to go quiz by quiz, not on the line, because if I press enter, it goes down. So I just need to press enter, and it's going to go down for me. 6.5, 7.5, and 5. 6.5, 7.5, and 5. Let's see, let's test your memory. 7.5, 575, 7.5, 571. That's very easy. 575, 7.5, 575. What about the midterm? 17, 75, 19, 19.5. And that was 19, 15, 75. And this was 19. Now I would like to, I'm very quick on clicking on Control S. I type Control S much faster because I'm used to always save. As a habit, I don't even think about it. Once I finish something, Control S. I always need to save, just in case something goes wrong. Maybe the computer is turned off, or maybe the electricity is gone. So always save your things. Let me save it somewhere. Let me browse this in references, courses 002, and okay, I already have exercise 1. So anyways, then let me save it somewhere else in 362. Let's keep it as exercise 1. I said that exercise 1, but then I made a mistake because it says save the workbook as exercise 1, not x1. And this is something you need to pay attention to, because in the quiz or in the exam, if I tell you exactly to use a specific name, you should use the same name that I ask you to use. Because if you don't, you might lose some marks because of that. So what happens if I'd like to change down the name? Once I have this, what should I do?
You can go to the file.
Well, okay, very good. Two ways. Either I close this file, and I need to close it first, because if I don't close it, it will not it will not allow me to change anything. I can close it. For example, if I leave it open like this, and I would like to then change it to whatever it was, and you see it will tell me this action cannot be completed because the file is open. So I need to close it first. So let's close it. This is the first way. Close it, and then do something like this. This is probably the easiest way. Another way is to save as, keep it as it was, and then file, save as, and then you save it as you want it to be with the right name, and then you save. And the other one, you don't forget to delete it, so you don't get confused. So that's another way to do it. You choose the one that you like. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it look like this. So the first thing, I can zoom in because I need to focus only on this area. I'm going to use this and make a table out of it. And just need to do select everything, and then select outside border. So it's going to put this outside border. Now if I click on this print preview, you see that this is how it looks like. I can zoom in probably, so I can see how it will look like. I'm going to still do something better actually. If I select them all again, and then maybe, because you see this is the boundary of my page, I can just click on this and move it a little bit back so I can see the boundaries of my table as well. And I'm going to select again everything, and this time I'm going to select all borders. Wow, now by selecting all borders, you can see that this, when I moved, actually this was changed. So I'm going to change it back to something similar as it was and make this bigger. But I don't want to have these lines over here. Can I get rid of them? How? Select these ones?
Yes.
These ones?
Yes. The down.
The down? What do you mean the down?
From B to
What do you want to do? This one?
Yes.
From-
B to G.
From B to G?
Yes. Right click and
Right click.
it is
What do you want to do? Probably you're looking for this one. Merge.
yeah, merge.
So this is a way you can merge them, but when you merge automatically it centers them, and then you can put them on the left, and this is working. Now merge means all these cells becomes only one cell. So all these cells is just one. I cannot put anything in the others. And this is one way. I'm going to leave it this one. There's another way.
From the borders.
With the borders, yes. How can I do that? I just need to erase those lines. Can I erase those lines? Well, there's something called an eraser. Erase border. I just click on it, and then I can select which ones I don't want, and they're going to be erased. The advantage of this one, I still can put something here if I need to, and the result is all the same. So if I look here, for example, as a print preview, the result is the same. I don't see which one is merged, which one is just the borders that were changed. So it's up to you. You can use the merging to make them one, or maybe just delete the cells, the cell borders, and they're going to be showing as a result as the same thing. This one, I just would like to make it maybe smaller than that, and maybe aligned left. Was it left? Yes, maybe centered. Something like that. These ones seems to be this one's centered probably, so let's center it as well. And quiz 1, quiz 2 seems to be centered. Let's put it center. This midterm, you see, it's not exactly the same. It looks like that. What happens if I try to squeeze it to only show just part of it, like here, with the capital T, so I can be more accurate. So I can say mid T, and then what about the others? It doesn't show up. If I'd like to make it show up, there's something that I can do. Right click, format cells, and then there's something in the alignment, a small checkbox that I need to check, this wrap text. Wrap text means don't allow the text to go outside of the cell limit. By default, if you type something, if the cell is small, it keeps going and show on the other cells. Like, for example, students' results here, or semester 302. I typed it here, and then it took also the other cell because it was about more than the size of the cell. When you select wrap text, it means don't go outside of the cell. If you need, go down, but don't go outside of the cell. And when I do this, it's going to change the size of this cell as well, because it needs more space to show the other text. You can still, if you don't like it, you can change whatever you want, but you will not be able to see clearly. So now if I'd like to do something like this, exactly, well, then I can do it this way. Okay, so I'm just showing you things that are possible. You can do a lot of different ways, but I'm just showing you what's possible to do. Now this is aligned left, left, and left, so I'm going to align all these left like this. All these are just something that we can do also in Word. Now let's start with things that we can do in Excel only, which is having formulas. Well, first of all, where we need to make some of the headers, column heading, bold, and center. What are the column headings? These are the column headings. So we would like to make them bold and all centered. Well, we did some of them centered. Now I selected them all to be centered. Now the last thing is this one, making the formula that calculates the total, which is quiz 1 plus quiz 2 plus midterm. I don't know why it shows like MID. It should be midterm. So let's do that. There are different ways to do the same thing. We're going to learn how to do it manually, and then there's another one that can do it automatically. So let's learn the manual way first, and then the automatic one can come later. So the first thing, every time you would like to put a formula, not just a text, you have to start with equal sign. Equal sign, that's the symbol of I'm calculating something. And then I'm going just to select quiz 1 plus quiz 2. But should I select quiz 1? Should I type quiz 1? No. Just type here should be this plus that, and press enter. That's it. Again, you put the equal sign, you select what are the different values, where they are, and then the operation that you would like to do. In this case, we just would like to do plus. I can do plus, minus, division, whatever I want. But in this case, this is just the plus that I want. So plus, I select all what I want, and you can see Excel helps you by showing you the colors. So you can see that this is the color of this one, plus that one. Sorry? Yeah, I just click, yes. I just put the equal sign, then I click on the cell that contains the number. You see the cell, it puts this number, this D8. What does D8 means? This is a cell that has the column that is in the column D in the row 8. Every cell has a unique name based on the columns numbers, row number. So that's why I have D8, which is actually this cell, plus FE8, which is this cell again, and plus, I can type it myself if I want. For example, this is what the name of this cell, the one with 19. F8, I type it myself. Even if it's not capital, that's fine. Press enter. It's going to do the same thing, and it's going to convert it to capital letter, as you can see. If I double click, I can see the formula. If I press escape, it shows me the value. Double click the formula, and with the formula I can see the colors, which helps me identify which are the cells that contains the data. Actually, I don't have to put it in all of them. I just need one of them, and then with this autofill, everything is done automatically. Notice that now this is D8 plus this one, and this is the sum of this one plus that one. It's going to be updated automatically. And that's the objective of this exercise. It's very simple introduction to Excel. And another thing is that maybe just to play with the title. Let's put the title 16 and align center. So this is the title. Let's put it 16. What kind of font? We don't change the font, so just maybe make it 16. I can just put this to make it 16. Align it center. If I consider this to be the title, well, I need to, if I'd like to center it as well, I just need to merge it and put it as 16 as well. If this is, for me, part of the title. If I don't want to consider this part of the title, I can just leave it like that. It's not a big deal. Align all number entries to center. So all number entries, all these are numbers. Let's align them to center. And change font size for the number to 12. So I'm going to send all these numbers, select them, make them 12. And apply any table style to the table. I mean, this is the one that I did, but you can apply some table styles. I think in those, if I remember, there's some place where I can see, not here, we can set some styles, or maybe just design my own myself. I can just, for example, do something like this, which adds like some double line somewhere where I want it to be. Let's do something like this, and then I do a double line. I can select the whole thing. Maybe I make it a thick box border, so they look like thicker. Now, if I look at the print preview, it will see, how it looks like. I can change. Sorry. We can change the colors of the border. You mean, right? Or maybe the color of this, the background color. Yeah, with the fill, you can do something like, for example, select these two, and then fill them with some very colors that are very light. That can be easy for me to distinguish. For example, something like that. So I can do any type of styles to the borders or to the shading itself. So we were talking here, it's talking about the border style, just about the borders. So this is not about these things over here. If I select right click, there's something maybe in the borders that I can do something from here. Format cells, maybe border. And here I can do more things as well. If I select this, I can select the different lines and then maybe apply this to in the middle. And if I click OK now, You see that all those in the middle have that kind of line. So I can do more stuff by selecting it and then right click, format cells, and I have a lot of different things that I can do here. I can also put some diagonal ones if I want, but anyways. And the last thing is type your ID, name, and section after the table. So somewhere here, you just type your ID and name. So 361101234556, for example, and then Muhammad. And your section number is 11111. So I can put, for example, section 111. And that's it. Save the changes and close the workbook. I just save and close, and that's fine. And the exercise is done. So that's what I would like you to do. If you have any questions, please ask now. If you don't have any questions, this is what I'd like to have you do something similar to that.